Okay, go on. Go ahead.
Okay, you're in the picture. Do you want to stay out of it or stay?
Sure. Well,
Okay. I'm Jennifer. I had, when I was 7 years old, I had cancer. I had a Wilms tumor in my kidney. They had to take the kidney out, and I had chemotherapy. And I was fine for 4 years, and then I was diagnosed with cancer again on my left hand, which is a tumor, and it was called synovial sarcoma. The doctors removed it. I ended up having plastic surgery, a skin graft, and had chemo again. The chemo that I had that time was adriamycin, and at the end of my chemotherapy, I ended up having a stroke, and then was diagnosed with secondary dystonia, which is constant muscle contraction, and it's on my right side, my arm, my back, my neck, my leg. And that was 1984. And then in 1985, to try and decrease the pain, because then there was a lot of pain. I had brain surgery. It was actually at Christmas time, and they had to go in, and they were gonna freeze. It was called cryosurgery, but I didn't get really far because when they were going into my brain drilling, I ended up having a seizure. So they had to stop, and luckily I came home right on Christmas Eve. So I didn't do anything for a while to fix my pain until I got in high school. Probably my junior or senior year, I went on some pain medication, pain management, and that helped a little bit. And then and as I got older, I controlled the pain, and then in 2006, out of the blue, I get congestive heart failure, so I had to quit work, and actually end up getting a defibrillator vest, just in case. And for about 6 months, saw the doctors a lot, and then medication helped me, and eventually it got better, and then I was fine working, and until last year. I had to go to the hospital because I wasn't breathing very well, and I was coughing, a dry cough, and I couldn't lay flat, and so that was the congestive heart failure again. And I ended up in and out of the hospital during that year a few times because of complications, and it was just ongoing. That was June of last year, and then I go to I think it was October or September. I go to a women's church conference, but I end up getting sick. The temperature, just feeling really weak, thinking it was just the flu, and I was burning up. And then we went home, and then the day after I came home, I was just coughing all day long, and so my mother took me to the hospital, and I ended up having pneumonia. And so I was in the hospital for 11, 12 days, and the medicine they were trying to give me didn't work, so a doctor came in, a specialist, pulmonary specialist, gave me some antifungal medicine instead of viral, and I did a test, and I ended up being diagnosed with valley fever. So, and then eventually I went home, and then valley fever makes you really tired, fatigued, and so I went home trying to get better. Still had pneumonia when I got home. Was in bed for a long time. And then eventually it went away with medication and time. And then, oh, I forgot. In June of last year, when I first went in the hospital, because of my heart problems, I had to have an ICD put in, a defibrillator and a pacemaker, all in one, I guess, and they had to put one in, and then down the road, then I was diagnosed with valley fever, and then December, near Christmas, I think that was the hardest. I wasn't taking a certain medication, and my defibrillator decided to go off, and it went off like 3 times in one day, and I had to go in an ambulance and go to the hospital. And that was like a few days before Christmas. And eventually they got it under control. They gave me potassium. That's what I was lacking. And then I went home on Christmas. I ended up getting a brand new TV, and a DVD player. But so, and then from there I've just been seeing the doctors with the valley fever, trying to get that under control.
Okay, hold on a second.